Let's talk a little bit about implementation. To this point, we've spoken about strategy and thinking holistically about how you're going to make the digital experience platform work for you as a system. Well, let's think about the important mechanisms around implementation, because in most of the implementations that I've been a part of, IT and marketing are involved. IT to secure the technology, ensure it fits within the technology ecosystem, and marketing to own the vision of what is being built on said technology. And as an agency like us, sometimes we work in a silo with one group, or we work with both sides of the organization, helping steer the best practice. I found it extremely helpful where marketers or visionaries of the system have a basic understanding of the Sitecore engineering nomenclature, as it helps marketers understand how to speak to engineers about their requirements. One of the common mistakes that you'll see in implementation, you might have experienced it yourself, is this idea of configuration over engineering. Sitecore is a piece of software. It's not SaaS yet, where it might be I can just turn this on and it starts working. It's a piece of software that needs to be configured. And for those that have my age, and you think about old school SAP implementations and the heavy investment of taking that piece of software and configuring it for a business, this is very similar in that fashion. There's a lot of configuration that goes into Sitecore, and time again, I see engineers who are tasked with working on building functionalities because of not only their unfamiliarity with the configuration, but also those that are directing and requesting the feature are not familiar with. There is some configuration that needs to be done here. I'll give you an example. For a $5 billion global manufacturing company that needed a multilingual solution in 36 languages, including 2-bit languages, the brand had an internal team that implemented the multilingual solution out of the box with Sitecore, but nothing was working properly. Things were a little janky. And the internal team spent a full 2 days trying to troubleshoot the issue, but could not get the solution to work. So, we saw that they didn't enable a very simple feature called fallback on each item. And that solution's a configuration solution. It's one line of code. But it was a lot of time and effort that was wasted on their internal team to try to solve this issue. Just the moral of the story is, if you're working with a development team or a partner and you're having a strange issue with your experience, the question to ask them is, have you looked at the config files? It's a very simple question to ask your engineering or your agency partner. Imagine buying a car and trying to hook up your phone via the Bluetooth mechanism, and you can't do it. And when you try to push all the buttons, it's still not working. So you go and buy a third-party device, yet all you had to do was go into the settings and update one checkbox. That's kind of the analogy here. So what you see here is one of the design concepts of that $20 billion commercial insurance entity. Is actually AXA. It's one of the largest commercial insurance carriers. And we built their solution on Sitecore. The thing about what you're seeing here about this page and its implementation is that Sitecore, this page can be generated and rendered in many different ways. A poor implementation of this page would create it as a linear template. This would be an old way of thinking. While it's easy to maintain the linear template, nothing could be changed really, right? A linear template means that, inside Sitecore, when you're editing this page, everything is just linear. I've got my headline, here are my article boxes, here's my testimonial, here's my links over here. It's a very linear way of thinking. And if this individual is identified as a business versus a broker, which have two different meanings to insurance carriers, I would want to tell a different narrative to those individuals. This is why I need the page to be built with renderings. Or you can, some people call them components, some people call them modules, I call them renderings. And we put these placeholders on the page. And this way, at any given moment, I can swap things in or out. And so we look at an example of that. We can see it here. What you see here is that same homepage, but we have concrete differences. This is actually an example of AXA being able to be more approachable to two completely different audiences, their clients and their brokers. Let's Move the World Forward Together speaks to the broker partnership, where wherever and whenever your business needs us speaks to their clients. You can see other language such as commitment to helping your clients versus commitment to helping you. The presentation of the page never changed. What changed was the item or the data source. My media or my assets also operate as items. And you can see here as an example, being able to personalize based on paths that people have taken via industries. And so, you're partnering to move the world forward. If I see a brokerage that has been going down aerospace or marine, and they come back to my website, the ability to continue that conversation with them. The system is processing that data, and what you're seeing here is it's being told what to output. And so we think about this at the industry sector. What's actually happening here is, in return, our actors interacting with the system, we can measure the effectiveness of like doing different personalizations like this. Is it more effective from a conversion basis to have this different artwork in the background, or maybe this different text? This is how that digital experience platform as a system works for your business.